Police encounters in the United States, whether a routine traffic stop, a pedestrian approach on the street, or contact with any level of law enforcement, can be intimidating and carry serious legal consequences. Popular media often dramatizes these moments, but real-world interactions are governed by clear constitutional protections under the Fourth Amendment, protection against unreasonable searches and seizures, Fifth Amendment, right against self-incrimination and right to remain silent, and Sixth Amendment, right to counsel. These rights apply nationwide to every law enforcement officer, city police, county sheriffs, state troopers, and federal agents, FBI, DEA, Border Patrol, ICE, ATF, U.S. Marshals, Secret Service, etc. The guiding principles in any encounter are simple. Stay safe, physically and emotionally. Assert your rights clearly and early. Minimize self-incriminating statements. Document non-consent where appropriate. Comply physically with lawful commands even when verbally objecting. Prioritize de-escalation, while preserving your legal position for later challenge. This article provides a complete, practical guide based on established U.S. constitutional law, Supreme Court precedents, and widely accepted civil rights recommendations, including ACLU guidance. The same core script works universally across all agencies and scenarios. Universal core script, use at the start of any law enforcement contact. Say this once, calmly and clearly. I invoke my Fifth, Sixth, and Fourth Amendment rights. What is your name, badge number, and agency? I remain silent and want a lawyer. Am I detained? Then immediately go completely silent. No explanations, no answers to questions, no follow-ups unless one of the specific situations below applies. Why this script works. Invokes Fifth Amendment right to silence. Invokes Sixth Amendment right to counsel. Questions the Fourth Amendment seizure detention status. Obtains officer identification for accountability and later complaints. Keep hands visible, speak calmly, make no sudden movements. Driving. Traffic stop scenario. Traffic stops are the most frequent police-citizen interaction. Officers may initiate for a vehicle code violation or other suspicion. The Supreme Court has ruled that during a valid stop, officers may order the driver and all passengers to exit the vehicle as a routine safety measure. 1. Officer approaches, say the core script once. 2. They request driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Hand over the documents immediately, required in all 50 states by vehicle codes. Do not say, I do not consent here, comply silently. 3. If they ask additional questions, where are you going, why the violation, etc. Say once, if needed to reinforce. I do not consent to any additional questions. I remain silent. Then complete silence. 4. If ordered to exit the vehicle, say once, I do not consent to exiting the vehicle. Then physically comply. Open door, step out slowly, hands visible. 5. If they request or attempt a search, vehicle, trunk, person, etc. Say once, I do not consent to any search. Repeat calmly if they persist, then silence. 6. If ordered to be handcuffed or further restrained, say once, I do not consent to being handcuffed. Then physically comply, hands behind back, no resistance. Non-driving, pedestrian stop scenario. These include walking on the street, being approached in public, or casual contact. Officers need reasonable suspicion of criminal activity for a brief investigative detention. In stop and identify states, you must provide your full name, and sometimes address and date of birth, during a valid detention with reasonable suspicion. 1. Officer approaches, say the core script once. 2. They ask for name, ID, DOB, address. Say once, I do not consent to providing ID unless legally required by state law. 3. If they insist it's required, and you're in a stop and identify state with reasonable suspicion, say once, clearly, my full name is, state your name. My date of birth is, state your date of birth. My address is, state your address. Then immediately reinforce, I remain silent. Or just go silent, no repetition needed. 4. If they ask anything else, stay silent, or say once, if needed, I remain silent. 5. If they request or attempt a search, person, backpack, purse, phone, etc., say once, I do not consent to any search. Repeat calmly if they persist, then silence. 6. If ordered to be handcuffed or further restrained, say once, I do not consent to being handcuffed. Then physically comply, hands behind back, no resistance. General rules that apply to both scenarios, all agencies. After any required compliance, driver's license and driving stop, full name and qualifying non-driving stop, exiting vehicle, handcuffs, return to complete silence. Never give partial, fake, or incomplete information. Risks obstruction or falsification charges. No arguing, no conditions, unless under threat of arrest. No debates. If arrested, detained further. Stay silent. Repeat, I want a lawyer, if needed. Use your phone call. Most jurisdictions allow at least one call after booking. Best strategy. Call a trusted friend or family member first. Ask them to contact multiple lawyers or the public defender's office on your behalf. Lawyers are rarely available 24/7. A third party can make repeated calls and coordinate faster. A public defender will be appointed at your first court appearance, arraignment, usually within 24 to 72 hours. If you cannot afford private counsel, you do not need to have a specific lawyer in mind when invoking the right. Document. Note officer name, badge, agency, time, location if possible, especially if the stop feels unlawful. Requesting a supervisor. Politely asking, I'd like to speak to your supervisor, is allowed but rarely required or effective on scene. Officers are not obligated to call one. It's discretionary. Save formal supervisor requests or complaints for after the encounter, Department Internal Affairs, Civilian Oversight Board, or online complaint form. Final thoughts. Rights are tools, not magic words. Police encounters are inherently unequal. Officers have immediate authority and can enforce lawful commands even when you verbally object. The scripts above are designed to clearly invoke constitutional protections, create a record of non-consent for future legal challenge, minimize self-incriminating statements, prioritize physical safety and de-escalation, physical compliance with lawful orders, exit vehicle, handcuffs, pat-downs, is required even when you say, I do not consent. Resistance escalates risk and rarely succeeds on scene. The courtroom, complaint process, or civil rights lawsuit is where improper actions are truly challenged. Memorize the core script. It is the foundation for every encounter. Stay calm, hands visible, no sudden movements. If an interaction feels unlawful, the real work of protecting your rights begins with counsel. Invoke early, stay silent, and get a lawyer involved as soon as possible.